Thanks to those joining me live and to those that be joining me and Ashy Knuckles on Archive. What's going on, Ashy?
Oh, everything's everything on my end, man. It's all good. Can't complain. Just keep on pushing,
Keep on pushing. Man, I, I need to start off with this. I need to get your take on the following. First of all, those listening, make sure you throw a jab at the like button. Make sure the like button does turn blue, right? And visit www.mandatorydefense.com, right? How's the website going, Ashley?
Website is cool, keeping it updated. Also, facebook.com/come out fighting. It's a boxing page. So,
Absolutely. You guys make sure you visit that boxing page. Speaking of the boxing, I can actually stream off of Facebook. Should probably do this show on, for I could stream off of there too. We could talk about
yeah.
that for sure. Just get multiple platforms on there. But make sure you guys visit the website. What's up, Big Dog Willie says, you late. You're on Color People Time. We're 4 minutes late.
CP time, baby.
Chief Funk 84 says, salute to D-Style and Ashy Knuckles. Absolutely. Follow me on Twitter at D-Style Boxing and follow Ashy Knuckles at A Puncher's Chance on Twitter as well. Jack Reese, your favorite ref, Ashy. I mean, he stopped the fight with a second. 1 second. And Ramos wins by stoppage. Not Ramos' fault. Ramos did what he did. He got the knockdowns. But what are your thoughts on that, man? What's Ash's take on that?
Of course, it brings back memories of the Chavez and Meldrick Taylor. Yeah. And, we all know that the referee is in there. Third man in the ring. He's the one in charge. He is there to look out for the safety of both combatants. But I, really doubt that in 1 second that the guy was probably going to get knocked into a vegetative state. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm not a fan of Jack Reese at all. To me, he makes the fight about him. And this is the one fight where he was actually doing a great job. It wasn't about him, because usually when he stops the action, he wants to have a full-fledged conversation with the fighter while the time is running, and he don't even call time. And then he has these bogus commands when the guy is hurt. He gets up, walk over there, come back, come to me, bark like a dog, a big dog.
Sobriety test, right?
Make noise like an
this way.
God damn, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What happened to come to me, put your hands up, all right, you can go. You know what I'm saying?
Look in their eyes. Yeah.
This dude here, man, he is a trip. And you know what? It's in an arena that's sold to capacity. It's loud. You don't even know if the fighter even heard the second command. He probably only heard walk over there. And yeah, he stumbled a little bit, but hell, you can stumble when you're not in a fight. You know what I'm saying? I do it all the time. I got big feet. So, I don't know, man. I'm trying not to make a big deal out of it, but I think that particular match, it just didn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? Right. It just really didn't feel right. At the end of the day, make sure the guy's all right, and if he can continue, if he walked towards you, he put his hands up. He was on the ropes like this. And he said, put your hands down. He put his hands down. So he was following commands right off the muscle, So he just giving them command after command after command. I'm like, dude, get the fuck out the way. He always about him. I can't stand that dude officiating fights, man.
Yeah. So I mean, this is crazy. Do that. Put your hands down, right? It's kind of like when people give commands to a dog and shit. You know what I mean? Sit. Yeah. Stand up. You want your snack? Yeah. Sit down. Roll around.
Roll over, yeah.
And the one time the dog fucks up, you say sit and he rolls at you. I'm not going to give you your treat. You're going to get your shit. Well, what's going on over here?
Yeah, man.
Brooklyn Child Boxing says salute to D-Style and Ashy. Big Dog Willie says about time. Big Dog Willie was looking at that clock, bro. He's like,
My
D-Style said
fault,
8.
man. It wasn't D-Style fault. It was my time. I mean, it was my fault. So
Big Dog Willie over here he's literally looking at I wasn't even looking at the clock. Okay, but anyway, Jack Reese, like you said, he just had to find a way to fuck it up.
yeah,
He even hesitated when he stopped it. He was even like, what are you doing?
What wanted it hurt just to get the fuck out of the way and let him finish the fight on his feet, man?
By the time you said box, the fight's over.
Right.
All right, boxing. Like it's a wrap, bro. Ramos knew that if he gets up, I lose. You know what I mean? But man,
he robbed that guy. He robbed Perella of being able to finish the fight on his feet and letting the people who are supposed to dictate the outcome in terms of scoring let the world know how they felt about the fight. I mean, these 3 sets of eyes ringside, they get paid to score the fight. Let them dictate how the ending is going to be if the guy's not fucking concussed, God, dog, man.
The dude walked across the ring because he had one little stumble. He stopped the fight, bro.
Stop the fucking fight.
That was some, man. Like the audacity of this guy. And you know what the thing is, though? I thought we were out of his jurisdiction, bro. What's he doing in Tennessee?
He obviously he has a license in the state commission in Tennessee.
Damn. Like who just randomly who would like make sure they have a license in Tennessee? What's going on?
Yeah. Big time boxing don't really happen in Tennessee. Well, it will now. But you know what? They don't only do big shows. You know what I'm saying? They may do mediocre shows.
That makes sense.
Work is work.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't know, man. I hope Jack Reese just retires and drives away. Right.
Stay off the big fight scene, man. For real.
Yeah. Jack Reese was like, I know what you're thinking for stopping this fight. Man, it's cool. I'm running late for work, says Big Dog Willie. What's up, Reggie Owens? AJ 10 says, Jack Reese is all in the interviews, all in the videos, dancing. Is he? This is over here getting interviewed, bro. Like he thinks he's the star, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. Man, for those coming in right now, make sure you throw a jab at the like button. Make sure that like button does turn blue. Live always shows up. People live, press the like button. Those that listen on archive, I don't know if you guys just have your headphones on or something, but take a moment and throw a jab at the like button. It sets everything up. Make sure you throw the right cross right there at the subscribe button and the uppercut at the bell button. That way you're notified every time D-Style Boxing comes on live. You're tuning into a Puncher's Chance with Ashy Knuckles, February 2nd, 22nd. No, what day is it? 18th, I'm sorry. February 18th, 2020. All right, anyway, what do you think of Ryan Garcia's performance, man? It was not a lot to talk about, but
well, I'm glad that he was able to go in there and stamp the guy out. It's a statement, you know what I'm saying? If guys are not supposed to be across the ring from you, you don't get paid for overtime. If you can squash them, step on them, get them out of the way, do it. And it just highlights the fact that the attributes that we know that he has are, they are serious. They have to be taken into account. I mean, every time you look at his Twitter account or Instagram account, he always putting up videos of him working on that hook. He always working on that fucking hook. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was on display. It was short, crisp, right underneath the guy's combination, and put his ass down, and that was just too much for him. So, of course, Golden Boy is thinking about, moving him a little faster. Word through the grapevine is that he will be headlining at Staples later on in the year against Jorge Linares. And I think that's a great move, actually, for both fighters, because if Ryan is what they say he is, then that is an opportunity for him to show it. You know what I'm saying? Against a guy who will be the best name on his resume. And it's a winnable fight. Ryan's bigger, he's rangier, he's young, he's fast, he got speed and power. 215 amateur wins, 10 losses, 15-time national champion. You got all the damn attributes in your corner. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not who you say, if he's not who they say he is, Linares gonna knock him the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Linares obviously is not the bigger guy in the ring, but he is a skilled guy still, and he's still putting forth pretty good performances. You know what I'm saying? He's crafty, and if there's any chinks in the armor, if you're not on, then it could be a long night. I mean, look at the fight that he gave Lomachenko, who's arguably the best lightweight in the world. I mean,
right.
He's on the pound for pound list too, arguably the best fighter in the world. You know what I'm saying? And look at the fight that he gave him. So there will be an opportunity. So the thing about Ryan Garcia that I wanted to make sure I highlight is the fact that at this point, he, to me, has the Amir Khan syndrome. Not being chinny. You know, I didn't throw it out. I'm not talking about the Prescott.
You never know.
I'm talking about being all attributes and not sure if there's skill somewhere in there too, because Ryan is fast. He got really good power for his weight, but there are certain aspects of a fight that we have not seen him have to overcome, and I would like to see that. I would like to see him in the trenches where he can't move or use that distance, that range that he has from being tall and big at the weight. I want to see if guys being in his chest will make him uncomfortable, or would he resort to pushing the guy like 100 times in the fight, like Amir Khan did when he fought Lamont Peterson. Yeah. And only time will tell. You know, I don't want to hold that over his head because obviously I don't know yet. But right now, the attributes are speaking more loudly to me than the skills are. So, if that makes sense.
Absolutely does. And by the way, actually, I mean, you said it right at the start. He's always showing off his hook. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like Fonseca had to know like that hook was coming, bro. He got hit a couple times and he kept coming back the same way. Right. I don't know what the plan was, but it wasn't a really good plan.
Not at all.
I saw some interviews that he was saying, bro, like he was going out of his way to like say that he ain't that impressive, Ryan. I think he's impressed now.
You got no choice.
Hey, you better be impressed. I think you're impressed now. But man, that was something for sure. What do you think of David Haney in the ring calling him out? You want to say work?
I thought that was great. Great exposure, and a great way to build something up for the future, because we already know how promoters are. They're not gonna make that fight immediately, but with Devin getting in there and challenging him, and of course Ryan bossing up like he did, you know what I'm saying? It puts it on the fans' mind for later. You know what I'm saying? And it's a fight that's makeable. You're two young fighters, you know what I'm saying? Of course, they're going to try to build it and milk it. And they got history. They got a great story to build upon, you know, to sell to the boxing fans, to the mainstream audience. They fought like 6 times in the amateurs. Of course, Devin said he thinks he won all of them, but I think they went 3-3 or something like that.
Right.
And they actually are pretty cool with each other. But you know, in boxing, you got to fight your friends. And one thing I give Devin, man, he ain't got no problem calling out the guys that he's been cool with this whole time. You know what I'm saying? It's business.
I'll tell you what, they're not friends when they're thumping in the ring.
That's for damn sure. You know,
we'll be friends after the fight.
That's right. Punches don't stop hurting because my partner's in there with me. You know,
right?
Oh yeah. I'm glad he got in there and, you know, and called him out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad Ryan responded in the fashion that he did. He started naming names. I'm a whoop Linares, and I'm a whoop Tank, and I'm a whoop Lomachenko, and then I'm a whoop Devin. You know what I'm saying? Or something along those lines. So I loved it. You know what I'm saying? And Ryan's star is building, man. So many mainstream people are talking about Ryan Garcia because I keep hearing about this kid or Garcia. You know what I'm saying? So I know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
It is. I'm hearing jokes on Twitter, right? Like on the down low, he's De La Hoya's real son, and but could be,
Fuck around, you know, you don't know. But the dude got 5 million Instagram followers.
That's a lot.
And this is the social media age, man. They know people are hearing about Ryan and they're hopping on the bandwagon. I'm talking about mainstreamers. But that's really all you need if they're willing to go in their wallet.
Usually when I say something critical actually about a fighter, like a lot of dudes come to the defense, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel the wrath of females when you say something critical about Ryan Garcia?
Oh, for sure.
Right? Oh, you're just hating because you're not good looking like him.
Yeah,
straight like that.
Effect
hey, you want to chill, lady? All right. Yeah. All right, but anyway, we'll see how that goes. Man, 135 is fire, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, from Teofimo Lopez to Lomachenko to Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Tank, and then we're not even going to the second tier level yet. I mean, 135 is fire.
Yeah.
It's hot on the stove. It's been on the stove for a while.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But they better do something before, because it's like having $1 million in the bank that you could never use if they don't fight each other. You know what I mean?
It won't be long before Burchell go up too. That's a big boy.
Shit.
So some of them 30-pounders could go up in weight, and that's just lightweight. Lightweight is going to be hot. It's going to be a very hot division.
Yeah. Gary Russell, even though I don't think he should move up to 135, but even him, he's talking about going to 135.
Yeah. I can't stop you. You know what I'm saying? I don't recommend it, but if you think you want that smoke, go right on ahead.
Hey, like you said, if the dude that don't got shit thinks he's got shit in the gym, Gary Russell Jr. thinks he got shit.
Oh, for sure. But you know what? He's been having shit for a long time, you know?
Yeah.
The thing about him, like I saw in one of, some of his interviews, is because he dominated in the amateurs. He was always a top-ranked amateur, period. Year after year after year. But, this is not the amateurs, you know what I'm saying? And your name is not ringing out the way it was, And it's only one way to fix that. So he making it known, I won't smoke with all the top guys.
Absolutely. I want to give a shout out to Underground Asylum. What's going on? He says, "What's up?" To D Styles and what's going on. Fax Ash. He says, "Big Dog Willie." All right. What's up? Joe Lopez 40 ounce. All right. AJ 10 residential fact checker in the house. 92 AKU. Damn respect to the mustache. Put in that respect. Okay. I haven't grown mine in a while, but
yeah, I wanna grow all my facial hair, but I work in the plants, and the most you can have is a mustache. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you may have to like I'm an inspector, so I may have to do an inspection on the inside of a vessel, and they ain't making ice cream out there, so a lot of that shit can kill you. If I got to put a mask on, the facial hair, will mess with the seal to keep the contaminants out of my lungs and like that.
Yeah, better safe than sorry. That's for sure.
Yeah,
better safe than beard. Right? Yeah. Big Dog Willie said Linares is the gatekeeper. He is reaching that status. And speaking of gatekeepers, sometimes those gatekeepers don't let you in. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see.
The gates are locked. Yep.
Absolutely. Haplotype, what's going on to you? And we got Stormy B-Man on here as well. What's going on, gentlemen?
What's up?
Little Jacob, what's going on, bro? All right. Haney versus Garcia reminds me a bit more of Hawk versus Arguello than May versus De La Hoya. Hawk.
Aaron Pryor.
Okay, gotcha. Maybe. I mean, I think they have a little more improved, but yeah. G-Fuck84, that's a good comparison, Apple type. We will see, man. We'll see how that goes for sure. So, Caleb Plant, all right? He pretty much went out there and did what he said he was going to do, Ash.
Yeah. Dominated.
Yeah.
And the killing part about that is when they interviewed him before the fight, and it was like, so what do you plan on doing to figure this guy out? He was like, I'm the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? He's got to figure me out. I'm gonna go out there and do what I do, and that's exactly what he did. The guy can fight, man. He's tough to deal with, man. Them fast hands, the skills. You can see that he has skills. It's not just attributes. Of course, you can see that too. You can see the fast hands, and he does have some pop and shit like that. But he has real fucking skill. You know what I'm saying? The upper body movements, man, the head movements, the defense. You know what I'm saying? The pivots. Foot placement, punch placement. That triple punch with his left hand. He hit a guy with a hook upstairs, hook to the body, and the uppercut all with the same hand. You don't see that shit from a lot of fighters. His combination punching is outstanding, man. The guy can fight, man. And he was in there with the right opponent. A guy who had brute fucking strength. A guy who KO ratio, told the story that he actually had some thump. He had some power going up in there, but ultimately it wasn't enough with a guy that slick and that skilled. So Caleb did what he did. He took his time. He picked the guy apart. He hit him with whatever he wanted. I just wish he would have pressed the gas a little bit more. So, but it's hard to criticize a performance like that in front of a hometown crowd, sold out crowd in Tennessee. This guy's gonna be a fucking star, bro.
I think he carried him for a couple rounds, Ash.
Yeah,
I think he's trying to put on a performance.
Beat on him for a little while, yeah.
Because right before they stopped the fight, he was landing those combinations harder than he had been the whole fight.
Right.
Where it's already like the 10th round, was it? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? And I rewatched the fight this morning, and I can't tell people enough, man. This guy does not throw pre-coded combinations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's figuring out where the next punch is going to come on the move with the same hand, with the other hand. This on dude is on the fly, man. That was some. Okay, and post-fight press conference, he was out there talking about he wants to keep fighting Nashville. And talking about how he wants to that there's a lot of up and coming fighters in Nashville. He wants to fight on the undercard so more people get to know them.
Yeah.
So he wants to turn it into a fight town.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
So I'm forward, man. And shout out to, by the way, Golden Boy and PBC for putting the respective fighters in the right location. Okay, and having a crowd. Okay, instead of just letting a casino, fork out, some money for you, and then you're fighting in front of like 30 people or some shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So shout out to them.
Promoting, in other words, yeah.
Yeah. Enough for the site fees, man. It's the energy is just different, especially when you watch it on TV.
Yeah.
It just feels better when when it's packed, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
And the network, they definitely think that too. I mean, that's why they're willing to showcase guys who can put asses in seats or always get special treatment by the networks.
Yeah.
So, and Ryan, man, he's showing. Remember, De La Hoya almost lost Ryan. Remember they had that big old beef on Twitter and shit like that. Well, this was his first time headlining in Anaheim, and he had a sold out crowd too. And that basically, he was right, and all that fucking ranting he was doing with Oscar online, he was right. They come out for him. So,
and I think De La Hoya it turned out to be a win-win, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Because De La Hoya was okay, fine. I'll put you in there with Duno, and he's like, that's what I want. Like stop coddling me. I want a headline. No, Duno fight wasn't a headline, but it wasn't a big card.
Yep.
In the Canelo fight with Kovalev. And now, of course, he's headlining, and that's the route they should go, and we'll see where that goes. Ed LM says, I'm all for champions putting their hometown on the map. Not everyone has to fight in Vegas and New York. Absolutely. All right, no doubt about that. Fight in your hometowns, build a fan base there, and then when you and another guy that build a fan base, and that's when you fight in Vegas.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's when you fight in New York.
Yeah,
You
they'll
know,
follow
but
you.
they'll follow you. Both fan bases. You know, like I'll never forget. I'm not the biggest fan of Larry Merchant or anything like that, but I remember he had that line where he said like when Cotto was going to fight Margaritos before the whole plaster thing, and he said, you know, fans in boxing will follow like once you build a following, they will follow their fighter like he's leading them into battle. You know what I mean? He said something like that, but
Yeah.
he made it sound better than me. But anyway, Caleb Plant allegedly turned down a fight to fight Saul Canelo Alvarez, and Little Giant Boxing, a YouTube channel on here. You guys can check out the interview again. Little Giant Boxing. De La Hoya, this is what he said, Ashley. He said he blew it. You had an opportunity for the fight of your life. You didn't take it. That's it. He said, that's it. No more chances. You blew it. That's it. So what that's telling me that there was an offer,
Right.
right? Or else he would have said, I don't know what he's talking about. There was no offer. But De La Hoya did say, man, he would have enough time to prepare. But what are your overall thoughts on Caleb Plant saying, nah, I don't want to take a fight right now. I just finished a long training camp.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of has a point. Um, when you get a chance to fight the cash cow of boxing, a lot of things got to be put in perspective. You know what I'm saying? To me, it all boils down on when the offer was presented. If he presented the offer while Caleb Plant had this fight scheduled and he had already been in camp and he was about to go into the ring for battle, knowing that the guy is in the ring right now in February and you asking him to take a couple of weeks off and hop right back in the ring to fight Canelo when Canelo's been fresh this whole damn time, that's a bit much. I mean, I could see if you're doing that to a no-name guy, but this guy's a champion at that weight. You know what I'm saying? He's selling out in his own hometown. He really don't have to make no big moves, more so than a guy who's just hungry and can't get a fight whatsoever. Caleb Plant, they're eating at PBC. They may not make what Canelo's making because the zone got deep pockets or whatnot. But at the end of the day, they don't have to make no quick decisions because they're, as it pertains to their career, because it's a money fight. You know what I'm saying? 68 is about to be a very hot division. And the thing about it is, they're trying to get leverage over his opponents because they did the same shit to Kovalev. They waited until right after he fought Anthony Yard. He didn't get no time to recover from the fight that he was just in and had to have an immediate turnaround to fight Canelo in September or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And Kovalev took the fight. And we saw what happened. I mean, boxing, they're always trying to, look for the edge. Everybody wants the edge going into a fight. I get it, man. But you got arguably the best fighter in the world, man. You don't have to keep trying to put everybody at a disadvantage. Remember earlier on in his career, it was making people fight at catch weights. You know what I'm saying? Let the damn fights happen with an even playing field. You know what I'm saying? Quit trying to always give your guy the upper hand. You know what I'm saying? This is the best fighter in the world. Let him go in there and prove it against, the best guys out there. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel where Caleb Plant's coming from. Maybe he got a plan that I don't know about. At the end of the day, when you turn down that type of money that would be on the table, you got to have a plan moving forward. Maybe he feels he can come back around and fight him in the September date, and that would be doable. And he would have time to recover and have a full training camp to prepare for Canelo. But at the same time, when you think about it, they have made several offers out there for a Canelo fight, and nobody's taking the fucking bait. So it's like they're trying to, they're doing something over there in Golden Boy that people are not, they're not approving of, because who's turning down the lotto ticket to fight Canelo? Not everybody's willing to do that. It must be some fuckery going on, man.
Well, there's a lot of Canelo saying that they want too much money. I just let me tell you, man. If Canelo can't get anybody like to get in the ring with him, bro, like the zone's gonna be like, well, give us a Gennady Golovkin fight then. You know what I mean? And we know he doesn't want to fight Golovkin. I don't think he's scared of him or anything. He just doesn't want to give him another payday, but he's getting paid anyway. Like Gennady Golovkin's getting paid by the zone, bro. It's not like Canelo's making it seem like he's forking out the money from his pocket and giving it to these guys or something. Like the zone's gonna pay them.
Right.
And I mean, that's what I don't understand. He has his guarantee, bro. He's gonna get paid regardless.
Regardless, yeah.
So all this, they want too much money, they want too much this, they want like they're prize fighters. Of course, if a lot of money's going to be made in the event, I'm not saying they're asking for the lion's share, but they want a good piece of the pie.
Right.
Maybe
it's the matchmate, Eric Gomez and the top brass at Golden were telling Canelo, yeah, they're pricing themselves out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You never know, because at the end of the day, look at how they were doing Ryan Garcia when they were paying him crumbs. I forget the whole story how it was. Remember, they were getting X amount of money for him.
Yeah.
They were paying him like 20-something thousand a fight.
The events were making millions.
Right. Maybe it's one of those situations where they're looking out for themselves and not the fighter. Because Golden Boy came into the industry to change boxing.
No way.
Yeah.
Is that Chuck Nitty? Is that him?
Yeah.
Killer and Canelo would be a brutal fight. It would be a great fight. Is that AJ Tang? Can you click and see that's the real one? I just need a fact check on this.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he says. Can't check on my StreamYard, but there's a lot of imposters nowadays, Ash.
Shit.
Maybe it is.
That's the real Chuck. What's up, Chuck?
We need boxing in the hallway back or something.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, old school shit.
No shit.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna take that out. I want Danny Jacobs' money too. To 92 AKU. All right, look, I'm gonna be honest, Ashy. I think he should have taken the fight.
Yeah, probably.
Cinco de Mayo weekend, he didn't take any punishment in this fight. No. I could see the argument of the training camp, like a long, brutal training camp. But there's only one reason I'm not mad at him, even though I feel he should have taken the fight. I think he had enough time and all that, but the reason I'm not mad, he's calling out David Benavidez. You know what I mean? I want to fight David Benavidez. David Benavidez, dude. It's not like, look, you could fight Canelo. He might outbox you or something. Might even knock you out, right? But it's nothing personal. It's just a fight. The Benavidez is talking about putting this dude in a hospital.
Yeah.
Right? He's talking about you ain't shit. Okay, talking about you just fought a bum. Okay, anybody could look good against a bum, he said. Well, come look good against me. And we know he ain't going to make, probably anyway, I don't know for a fact, I can't say that, but I don't think he's going to make as much fighting Benavidez as he would fighting Canelo.
That's true.
There's real bad blood here. And you know what? I think it's the more intriguing fight to a hardcore fan. So what do you think of that potential matchup and this bad blood, bro? I mean, this is some real bad blood. And you know, when two fighters have real bad blood, I mean, those are just the best fights.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it, man. I mean, they didn't have bad blood like this earlier on, you know what I'm saying? But if something happened between Caleb Plant and David Benavidez's brother, and they had a little issue going on in one of these gyms. I don't know where it was, but it was between both of those guys' camps. And I know they have expressed interest in fighting each other even in the past when they were still on cool terms. But now there's some real bad blood here, and these guys want to get on. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love it, man. And hindsight being 2020, You're right, man. He probably should have taken the Canelo fight, but my thing about that too is why did he just blow it? Like Oscar said, oh, he had his opportunity, he blew it. What the fuck? Who the hell negotiates like that? You know what I'm saying? There's always a possibility to make the fight moving forward. What is Canelo going to fight at 68 once and going to drop down to welterweight afterwards? You know, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I don't doubt. Every time I try to give Oscar the benefit of doubt, he always do something fucking idiotic or say something stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I'm expected to believe that Charlo, that Japanese dude, I forget his name, right? Nakata, or I forget the dude's name. The Japanese dude turned down a fight in Japan against Canelo. Okay, I'm expected to believe that. Right. Okay, I'm expected to believe that Charlo turned down a fight, and
Billy
Joe Saunders and Caleb Smith.
Right.
Okay, both turned down the fight. Okay, and now Caleb.
I know what it is.
What's that?
I'm sorry for interrupting you. I know what it is, bro. I know what it is. It's bullshit. It's bullshit because they want Canelo to fight Jaime Munguia next.
Well, that's the prediction.
That's the prediction.
If that happens, this is the receipt, guys. Just saying. All right. Lodge says he's fighting to stop waiting for Canelo fight and look to unify Andrade, Charlo, Plant, Benavidez. He says Oscar blew at anyone ducking Canelo, bro. I just don't see why they would duck him, bro.
Right.
I don't. And then Oscar's talking about how like you blew it. That's it. You don't get a chance ever.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know, dude.
That's idiotic, bro.
Like, what if it's a lucrative fight down the line? Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm just saying, like, if you can't find an opponent, just fight the winner of Wilder Fury. No. You know, I don't know. Canelo Marquez in May. Marquez ain't ducking. I remember he challenged Marquez to a fight, bro. All right. For those tuning in, this is the 18th of February edition of a Puncher's Chance with Ashy Knuckles. Make sure you throw a jab at the like button whether you're listening here live or on archive. We got 27 people on, 20 likes. 7 of you are just staring at us right now. Okay? Just press the damn like button. It takes 2 seconds. Press it. All right. Let's get 30 likes ASAP. So a big pay-per-view this coming weekend, Ashy.
Yeah.
The Wilder Fury pay-per-view. Before we get to the main event, there is a undercard fight, heavyweight fight. All right. It's Charles Martin versus Gerald Washington. El Gallo Negro against Prince Charles. Interesting matchup. Charles Martin is 27-2-1. He's 4-1 in his last 5 fights. Right, he's southpaw, 80-inch reach, 6'5", 33 years old, 80% knockout ratio. I found this surprising. I don't know why. Actually, I thought he would be taller than Washington.
Right, but Washington's taller. Right.
I don't know why. I guess I don't know, but he's an inch taller. He has a longer reach with he's 6'6", 82-inch reach. He is orthodox, 37 years old. I saw Mr. Boxing today talk about some footage where Washington knocked down Charles Martin in sparring, but sparring is sparring.
Yeah.
But, he is 2-3 though in his last 5 fights. So, one of them is.
Yeah.
What do you make of this matchup, Ash?
I mean, it's I guess it'll be a good entertaining scrap with in the heavyweight division. Both guys are not like the upper echelon type of fighters in terms of skills or something like that, but it makes for action-packed fights because both of them can be caught in a situation where they go down and get up and knock the other guy down. And this current state of heavyweight boxing, these guys are throwing so many more punches in a fight than what we're used to seeing for heavyweight boxers, just leaning and hugging up against each other for 12 rounds, throwing a punch every now and then. So it can have fireworks. It can be entertaining, you know. And they're big guys, you know, 6'5", 6'6". Only one of them has championship experience. Every time Gerald Washington stepped up in competition, he not only lost, but he got knocked the fuck out. You know, he got knocked the fuck out by three undefeated guys, with the last one being Kalinowski. But that's a tough task for basically any heavyweight, man. That Polish guy is legit. He just looks like um, he doesn't look like a fighter. Actually, Gerald Washington looks like a fighter if we're gonna judge by physique. But unfortunately, bodybuilding and boxing are two separate sports,
Yeah.
and should be respected as such because Kalinowski is legit. And this is a good comeback fight for Charles Martin if he actually is going to go for a second run and possibly, you know, going for a world title. I guess at some point he would get a shot at Deontay Wilder if he ever makes it that far. And if he is ever going to get to that platform, he's going to have to go through this guy, and it's going to have to be with ease, in my opinion. And what better way to solidify yourself as a next possible opponent than to do it on the undercard of a pay-per-view of the guy that you want to get in the ring with. Right. So it's a lot on the table for Charles Martin. He's only been stopped like one time. Gerald Washington's been stopped like 3 times. I don't see a much wider range of boxing skills of Washington over Charles Martin. I know he probably is the better boxer of the two, but he's not as vulnerable to me. But he's more vulnerable to me than Charles Martin is. I think Charles Martin may be a little bit tougher, but it's heavyweight boxing. Punches will land, and we'll just see who can hold up under that thunder the most. Will it be the former titleist, or will it be Gerald Washington? I'm gonna put my money with Charles Martin winning this fight, and winning the only way that this guy's taking L's, that's by knockout. Right. We'll see what happens.
Man, is that a man purse, girl? Washington as on? What is it?
Man, it's this new era, bro.
I was about to pick him, and I saw that. You know, man. I don't know who's going to win this fight, bro.
Me either.
But I will say, though, I think Gerald Washington's due a win, though. And yeah, he's 2-3, but I mean, one of those was against Wilder, another one against Kowanek, you know. So I'm going to roll with Washington. It's not a confident pick, but I do agree with you. I think it's going to be a good scrap while it lasts.
Right.
And I do believe it'll end by knockout. I don't see these guys going a full, hard 12 rounds.
No.
So, Chuck Nitty says, allegedly, Chuck Nitty says, I got Martin in 9. Okay. AJ 10 says he does not know who will win this, but we'll see. We will see, man. Gerald Washington is, you know, trying to make a comeback, you know, get back in a title contention. So is Martin. So, we'll see how it goes for them right there. Right. Actually, there's a lot of promotion for this fight, for the Wilder Fury fight.
Yeah.
ESPN, Fox Sports, Super Bowl commercials, and you know what I mean, promoted heavily. And you guys haven't seen anything yet. They're going to promote it even further. They're going to have a pre-fight special on ABC the day of the fight. Right. So, and not to mention what Fox is going to do, and the first takes, and the Undisputeds, and all that stuff. How many pay-per-view buys do you think this is going to do?
Under 1 million.
Slightly.
Between 650 and 850, to be honest.
All right. I mean, still solid. I do believe the fight's about $5 less than the first fight. 92 AQ says 700,000 buys. I think it's going to do 1.5 million, Ash.
It could. I mean, it's boxing. Boxing is a trendy sport, man. But we haven't seen numbers like that in quite some time.
Although you're probably right, though. You're probably going to be right even if it does 1.5 because it's on pay per view, traditional pay per view, and it's on ESPN Plus pay per view as well,
Yeah.
right? So, and then the fights in England, and they're gonna have it on pay per view over there. But just domestically between ESPN Plus and traditional pay per view, I think the traditional pay per view is going to do around 600 to 800,000 buys, and I think it's going to be another like 500,000 buys on ESPN Plus. So it's the first pay per view, in my knowledge, that's available on an app and traditional pay per view all at once.
So if you got ESPN Plus, you still got to pay for the pay per view.
Yes.
What the man? I'm gonna cancel that subscription, man. Honestly, man.
Well,
what the fuck am I paying for if I'm gonna keep paying?
That's how they get you, Ashley.
Oh, the zone is way better, bro.
The subscription is just a jab, bro, and then they get you with the right hand.
Yeah, apparently, and the quality of fights just not worth the money to me. You know,
that reaction is exactly what the UFC fans said.
Yeah,
because they heard, oh, we're gonna have we're not gonna do pay per view anymore. We're gonna have UFC on ESPN Plus. So they subscribed to ESPN Plus. They bought the year subscription. You know what I mean? And then they still charge them for the big pay per views.
That's fucking insane, man.
There's a lot of backlash behind it, but hey, it's only a matter of time before the zone does that, though. It's only a matter of time. But we will see how that goes, man. 92 says ESPN Plus is trash. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. You might get it at a discounted rate. Like instead of $75.99, you pay $60 or something.
Well, I don't know about all that. I'm gonna cancel it. To me, it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? I'm already paying a fee. Why the fuck I got to keep paying? You know, bring HBO back, man. ESPN's fucking up.
Well, HBO did the same thing though. You would pay for HBO and then
yeah, but at least you get movies and all that other shit that come with it, and like 8 damn HBO channels.
8 HBO channel on demand, Sopranos from Game of Thrones and all that. You're right. Yeah, absolutely. I wish it would bring it back, but what are you going to do? Let's get to the main event. Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder versus Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King. Deontay Wilder, 42-0 with one draw. 41 wins by way of knockout. I mean, a crazy 95% KO ratio. And like he likes to say, that Alabama power, because he brings it every single time. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Tyson Fury 29-0 with one draw. Both of them have the draw from their fight with each other. Right. 20 wins by knockout, 67% knockout ratio. Not bad for people call him feather fisted. That's a lot of weight behind those punches. I don't know. Both orthodox. 6'7" for Wilder, 6'9" for Fury. 83-inch reach for Wilder, 85-inch reach for Fury. Wilder's 34, Fury's 31 years old. This is the second time they're going to fight, Ashy.
Yeah.
Who has the advantage going into this rematch?
That is well, I have to say the advantage has to go to Wilder, but not by a whole lot, and I'll explain. The reason being, obviously, because like it's been noted several times before that he brings that eraser with him into the ring, and a guy who can disconnect you with one shot is dangerous from 1 to 12. Period. No matter what his skills are.
Period.
But another reason why it should favor him is because out of that 42-0 and 41 knockouts, a 90 some odd percent KO ratio. He also has 100% ratio in knocking guys to the ground. And Tyson Fury is of one of those guys. He touched the canvas before. He knows what that power is like. And I don't think he's going to fight the same exact fight that he did the first time. Now, he's been telling anybody who would listen that he's going to bring the fight to Wilder and he's going to go for a KO. I think that's just cap. I think he's just in there bullshitting. So Wilder would fight uncharacter, a fight out of character, trying to make it a mental game, in other words. You know what I'm saying? I think he's going to fight the exact same type of fight. That's the way that we're accustomed to seeing Tyson Fury fight. But the bad part about it is, I'm with all the old boxing adages, all the cliches. The good big man beats the good little man. Don't hook with a hook or don't follow a puncher around. But I'm gonna use one of the ones that we all know, and you're only as good as your last fight. And then Fury's last fight is with Otto Wallin, and he got brought to that water. And he ain't like it. You know what I'm saying? He went nip and tuck with a guy that most people felt he should have blown right out of the fucking water. And in that fight, he was suffered some severe cuts over his eyes and had to, crawl and scrape and climb just to get a decision win over this guy. And some people actually felt Otto Wallin won the fight. So based on his last opponent against a guy who's not anywhere near Wilder's level, he was made to look ordinary. And if that transfers over to this particular fight, with a guy who, if he's given the opportunity to put hands on him the way Wallin was, that there is no coming back from a bad round. You know what I'm saying? There is no well, he hit me with a big shot, let me come back with mine. You know what I'm saying? If you give Wilder flush shots like that, you are gone. You know what I'm saying? And that's the danger that awaits him in this particular fight. So it's a lot to overcome. And most importantly, we don't know if those cuts have healed. I read stories of they're saying that Fury wouldn't allow his sparring partners to hit him in the head all through training camp. And that may be true, because if you get busted open, then the fight's gonna end. And I think Wilder probably is gonna bust open one of those cuts, and if it's after the fourth round, then he has a good chance of going to the scorecards. If the fight has to end on a stoppage via cuts, he stands a good chance of winning the fight. But now on the flip side, Wilder, you're only as good as your last fight. Well, in his last fights, he's been knocking out everybody the way he's accustomed to knocking everybody out. Right. The bad part about it is he had a rematch with another skilled guy, and Luis Ortiz, was bringing Wilder into that water. You know what I'm saying? He was beating the shit out of Wilder in the second fight until Wilder lowered the boom. But it doesn't negate the fact that from 1 to 6, Luis Ortiz was hitting Wilder with whatever he wanted to hit him with. The good part about it for Wilder is Wilder wasn't fighting out of characteristic. He didn't lose his head. He was just getting outboxed. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't just rushing in there doing dumb shit. He was still taking his time, waiting for the right opportunity to hit this guy with a clean flush shot to knock him out, put him out of his misery. So they both got a lot to overcome. Wilder doesn't want to just go fight by fight, getting the shit beat out of him before he knocks a guy out. And what if, Fury has enough in him to avoid that big shot for 12 rounds, or at least for 11 and a half rounds like he did the last time? You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot going into this fight that people got to take into account. But the advantage has to go to the guy who's just been knocking everybody dead. You know what I'm saying? And I think Tyson Fury has too many disadvantages in this fight, not in terms of skills, obviously, but because he had a terrible fight in his last encounter, and the fact that he has some cuts that are probably not all the way healed up. And Wilder is not the guy you want to be vulnerable. You don't want to have these vulnerabilities going in the ring with somebody like that. Not only do you have to worry about not getting knocked the fuck out, you got to worry about him busting that shit open, because of scar tissue from those. They were some nasty fucking cuts. So I got Wilder, man. I don't think it's going to come down to cuts, man. I think shit. Tyson Fury is talking about coming in the ring at 270. If he come in the ring 270, he's not going to be as elusive and as fast as he was the first time. And if he's not as elusive and as fast as the first time, he's going to present a target. You cannot give Wilder a target, or you are gone. You know what I'm saying? So I got Wilder by knockout.
And what did Joe Louis say?
Come on.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Right? You do not want to give Wilder a target, bro.
Right.
You got to move. You need that elusiveness.
That's a fact.
And Haplotype brought it up earlier. This guy fought a Rusty Wilder and fought the fight of his life.
Right.
The last time they fought. Right? The fight of his life. And he still got away by this much, Ashy.
Yeah.
It was this close. And the ref could have arguably stopped the fight. I mean, you were that close. But we're running it back. This time we'll have you running for miles to Sugar Happy. But check it out. Jack Reese is not there this time, says AJ 10.
That's a fact.
He's not. We know that for a fact, though.
Damn, I don't know.
AJ 10, don't play with us, AJ 10. You're the fact checker, bro. You can't get shit wrong, bro. Okay? Chuck Nitty. I still don't know if that's the real Chuck Nitty, but Fury at 270 has to be looking just straight pound Wilder out.
Yeah.
So here's this. Mr. Boxing Today, credit him. You know, he's always said the guy that he believes that if anyone's going to beat Wilder, they're going to beat him by getting to him first.
Yeah.
Right? Is Fury that guy? Can he knock Wilder out before Wilder knocks him out?
I'm not sure, man. I mean, it's heavyweight boxing, so it could happen. You know?
Man, psychologically, one guy hit the deck twice, one guy didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that has to play a role. I'm with you, Ash. I have to go with the guy that, you know, is knocking these dudes out, you know, in poetic fashion.
Yeah.
And this isn't a game, dude. Like, I don't know if Fury has another performance in him like that again.
Right.
And even if he does, Wilder already knows the magic tricks, bro. Like, he already knows, you know, all the mumble jumble you do, all the feints you do. And, you know, he already understands. He knows you better now than he did the first time. He understands what he's going up against now. All right. He's not going to have to figure much out. I think Wilder knocks him out under 4 rounds.
Wow. Don't give him the Brazil treatment, huh?
I think he's going to knock him out in 4. Fury might hurt him early because I don't know why, but I do believe him that he's going to try and knock Wilder out. Yeah. And I think it's going to backfire. You know what I mean? We'll see, of course. Maybe he does knock him down and he gets back up and Reese hasn't walked this way and that way, and then all of a sudden we have a long
one leg. Yeah.
Hop on one leg, you know, all that stuff. We're going to give you your phone call, you know, walk this line, all that shit.
All
right?
that.
But I do, I also think, like, man, like when Fury beats some people, I almost feel like after the fight, they almost feel like they fell for the magic trick.
Right.
You know? Like that's how, like, I remember the Vladimir Klitschko fight. He kind of was like, why didn't I just like attack him? You know what I mean? Like there was like this, and he was really eager to get back in the ring with him.
Right.
With Fury. You know what I mean? And then, but that fight never materialized.
Right. Exactly.
And one has to wonder why.
Why?
You know, like, is Fury good at rematches in situations like this? Does he have another game plan to fight Wilder? Is there anything else he's got? I want to read a tweet by NBT Boxing. And he says, not the whole tweet, but just this part. Never seen a boring Wilder fight in my life, so I don't expect to be disappointed with the fight this weekend. It can be the slowest fight ever, but the awareness that Wilder just needs one. out of 2,160 seconds in the fight to deliver a highlight knockout will always keep my intensity up. He needs 1 second out of 2,160 of them.
Yep.
Dude.
That's scary, right?
That is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have to be elusive, bro. You're going to have to be elusive. You're going to get your feet, upper body movement. You're going to have to utilize your jab and all that good stuff. Okay? So, that is man. Chuck Nitty thinks Fury might bully him. What do you think of that, Ashley? If he tries to get in there and bully him, Bernard Hopkins style, like he did to Cunningham. Although it worked with Cunningham because he was a lot bigger than Cunningham. But
right, I don't think. Hell, if he thinks that's the route to go, hell, even Keith Thurman did that with Pacquiao. I didn't see that. I didn't foresee that prior to the fight either. But well, he tried. Let me say that. So he could, attempt it, but hell, he'd be risking a lot because if you're gonna come after a guy and he ain't gotta look hard to find you, I just don't think that would be a great idea. I think all that talk about him bullying Wilder and going for the knockout, I think it's just lip service to sell the fight. Tyson Fury is not a dumb fighter. He knows he can't go after Wilder. He's going to have to make Wilder try to dictate the pace, and he have to sit back and counter Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Try to find his shots in between Wilder's shots and avoid the right hand. But hell, Wilder got power in both hands. But he is right-handed, right hand heavy, dominant. You know what I'm saying? If Wilder goes out there and throws with both hands, not just look for a 1-2 or just a big right hand, and he starts setting some shots up, it could be a whole different fight. I mean, if you look at the way he fought Stavern in the first fight, I didn't see that fight plan for Wilder going in. You know what I'm saying? Where he was just trying to outbox Stavern. It wasn't like in the second fight where he just bombed his ass out with one shot. You know what I'm saying? So Wilder, he has an elite corner too. He got Mark Breland over there. So you never know what game plan they got cooking. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Wilder is just a one-trick pony, man. We're just accustomed to seeing that same one trick for 40 some odd times, and that's him knocking the guy the fuck out. But as far as game planning, man, he's done more than one thing in the ring. So it just depends on how Wilder fights too. If he don't just go after Fury, then how is Fury going to sit back and counter? What you going to counter?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
Yeah, man. Look, the problem with a guy like Wilder, bro, once a puncher knows how to land that punch on you, the knockout is just inevitable to me.
Yeah.
Unless you do something dramatic. I don't see Fury doing better than he did the first fight. I just don't. It's possible, but I just don't see it. So it's going to be very, very interesting. It's been a great show, Ashy. All right.
Let me chime in one more time before we bring it to the close. And this is the big thing right here for Wilder. You know what I'm saying? If Wilder just make just this one adjustment, the fight is totally different, even if it goes late. Go after Fury's body. It's not rocket science. It's hard to hit him in the head, but that big fucking weeble wobble ogre cannot move his body enough to avoid being hit in all that fucking mass. Fuck trying to hit him in the head the whole time. Go to the body, bring that moving target to a standstill, and once it stands still, knock him the fuck out. And there it is.
Yep. And the few times he went to the body in that fight, the last time.
Yep.
Fury felt. And I think it helps set up that first knockdown too. So I agree with you 100%.
Yep.
All right. I'm not exactly sure what Haplotype and Chick Nitty are talking about, but I can't pay attention too much to that. But as far as that goes, shout out to you guys. Shout out to Boxing Conversations, Reggie Owens, Big Dog Willie. What's going on? Charles Miller comes in. What's up, bro? For those that just tuned in, you could go back, listen to the rest on archive. You did tune in to the February 18th edition of A Puncher's Chance with Ashy Knuckles. You have any final thoughts, bro, before we wrap this one up?
No, man. I hope everybody enjoy the fights. I know I will. It'll probably be my last time watching ESPN Plus since they're trying to rob me. And but I'm not gonna let it affect this great boxing weekend. I wish the undercard was better than what it is, but at least we get Tyson Fury and Wilder too, and that to me makes the entire card anyway. So I think Navarrete will be on that card too. I don't know who he's fighting against though.
Yeah, I looked the dude up. Boxrick was like, "Who the fuck's that guy?" You know what I mean? Like, so Boxrick was like, "What? Like, I don't know who that dude is, bro. I just don't know who it is." And what's going on to Haplotype? Says, "Slight defeat. Don't take big steps." Well, we will see. B&B says, fight him once, you fight him better the second time. In the back of Fury's mind is that knockout. It might haunt him through the fight. He's going to be thinking about it without a shadow of a doubt. Here is the rundown. Mondays, Aftermath. Tuesday, Punch Chance with Ashy Knuckles. Wednesdays is Hispanics Causing Panics. That's tomorrow with G-Funk. And Boxing Conversations with Reggie Owens on Thursdays. You did tune into a Punch Chance with Ashy Knuckles. Visit mandatorydefense.com. Go to the website. Do it right after this. And jab the like button. This is D-Style Boxing. And what do we say?
Keep it boxing.
Keep it boxing.